garbage, right? So, no, not at all. You want to test me? Nothing. Yeah, because I'm pissed off. All right. Yeah, well, you know, you get pissed off. You probably are bigger than you are right now. So this guy is trying to provoke me. He's a law enforcement officer, and he's trying to provoke me. Do you know how to de-escalate things, genius? No, you're not. Yeah, you're talking about me foaming at the mouth. Is that going to de-escalate things, genius? Do you have training, genius? There's no alcohol. You want to test me? You wanted me to count backwards? Come arrest me or give me a fight. They're arresting me. They're arresting me. They're really de-escalating. Hey, don't be tough, right? Stop hurting me. I'm not. Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me. You understand? Do not be rough with me. Look at them. Look at them. They're going to beat me up. Don't beat me up, you mother. Don't beat me up. Look at them. Oh my God. I can't believe they're doing this. Oh my God. Hey. Look what they're doing. Oh, get to the other side. I'm not listening, asshole. You're being rough with me. You treat me like a black person.
You're gonna get sprayed. You're gonna get sprayed. Release your hands. Put it behind your back.
Good evening, and welcome to Macon's Minute. I'm your host, Tony Anthony Macon, aka the Shogun of Detroit. Here to enlighten and entertain. Tonight's subject: police brutality. When is it too much? Do police know when they've gone too far? I want to talk about that because I saw a few videos online this week that some made me chuckle, but also just made me reflect on certain things and situations I've been in my life with encounters with the police, and how lucky I am to be alive, and how lucky I am to have never been tased, pepper sprayed, or further, you know. But it's crazy. It's crazy. In the beginning, I showed a video of a man who was detained by the police, arrested actually, because of his own actions. Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Dr. Jeffrey Epstein was at the airport. I want to say he was trying to board a plane for American Airlines. And what happened was he was late. He was late, too late to board, and he acted a damn fool. He tried to pull his white privilege card. We'll get deep into this one. He tried to pull his white privilege card. They called the cops on him. And we all know that the worst place to act a fucking fool is at the airport. After all the terrorist acts that happened throughout the years, the airport is no place for anyone to act out. Well, this guy got loud. Police arrived on the scene. They tried to calm him down. He antagonized them. He also went further by yelling out, calling him genius. He told him go ahead and arrest him, and which they did. They were like, okay, put your arms behind your back. And he didn't comply. They wrestled him to the ground, and he cried for help. Don't beat me up. Don't beat me up. He went further, and then he uttered a crazy line, in which this line was so untrue. He yelled out, "You're treating me like a black person. You're treating me like a black person." No, sir. No. They weren't treating you like a black person. If you were to be treated like a black person, you would have got beaten up, or you would have gotten shot. You didn't comply. Therefore, you deserve to die. That's actually going by how officers actually treat black people. Because even when they do comply, they still may catch a bullet. We've seen this multiple times. Philando Castile complied. He was told to pull over. He pulled over. He wanted to show them his credentials and let them know he had a gun. Officer panicked and shot. You, sir, was given a chance to comply. After being belligerent and yelling, you chose not to. They wrestled you to the ground. They even gave you a chance by saying, we will pepper spray you. They didn't, but they said we will. They mouthed it out multiple times to let you know, fall back. You didn't. So in your failure to comply, you should have died. And I'm only going by the way that officers treat black people. Now, Dr. Jeffrey Epstein made a statement as to why he said that. He said he's a Republican, a Trump supporter. But however, after being treated the way he was treated, he understands why black people should be upset with police. Fruck out of here. Get all the way the fruck out of here. See, what people don't understand is the way a black person is treated is so different as opposed to the way he was treated. Get out of my way, net. I've been eating a lot of fruit lately, so I got fruit around this place, and yes, fruit fly. Just one little fruit fly. I may clap him on camera. This fucker flies in my face again. But anyway. But yeah. You gotta understand how black people are treated. Black people are treated totally different. For example, recently I saw a video of an elderly lady, 64-year-old woman, who was arrested and pepper sprayed because they thought she was under the influence. Unfortunately, she got to catch this work too. Blind, crippled, or crazy, 8 to 80. The police don't give a fuck if you're black. Say that again. 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. The police don't give a fuck if you're black. Or a person of color. I won't just say black, because there was another story I read about recently. About a woman getting arrested who was in a garden doing work and because she had a knife, wasn't doing any harm to anyone, they showed up and they arrested her. If I'm not mistaken, she got tased. But there was another woman, she was 64. They believe she was intoxicated. They pulled her over. They wanted to give her a sobriety test. She said she was unable to stand on one leg. So they tried to use the breathalyzer. And when they whipped out the breathalyzer, she peed her pants. She peed her pants. She said she was very nervous. I can understand it, being nervous when the cops are around, because we don't know what your plans are, officer. You're not in a good light with black people. So, yeah, an elderly woman would be a little afraid and nervous. The dialogue between the cops and the elderly woman, pardon me, was quite hilarious. Please forgive me for laughing, but it was funny. I found it entertaining. I shouldn't have. I mean, it was. Let me continue. But the woman, she please don't arrest me, please. And I don't know. The more she talked, I thought she may have been a little intoxicated. I mean, she was pissing herself. She was nigga-splaining. Trying to explain everything. And normally it was crazy, because as I watched this video, usually I'm in a situation where I see white officer, black person, and I tend to just automatically be like, oh shit, what the fuck happened here? And I start to cringe immediately and get upset, because I know it's going to be something that wasn't in the black person's favor. But this time around, I actually was watching it and I was looking at it a little differently. Unfortunately, the elderly woman fell under the comply or die rule that police officers go by when they're attending to black people. She wasn't complying. They tried to give her a breathalyzer test. They gave her instructions on what to do. She struggled to do it. Yes, she may be nervous, but they also asked her to put her hands behind her back. And she went, like I said, into nigga-splaining mode. She was trying to explain her way out of the situation. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a person who goes, I don't believe in the comply or die. However, in those situations, I comply because I don't want to die. And it's almost like it's fucked up, because we don't get the privilege of the Dr. Jeffrey Epstein's. You know, in this situation, the elderly woman was handled. She peed on herself, and they were upset because, you know, my man had to throw her into the back of the squad car. He caught a handful of piss on his hand, which I thought was kind of funny. She told you, hey, listen, I'm nervous. They pepper sprayed her. That's being treated like a black person. See, they didn't have to pepper spray her. It was so unnecessary. I mean, at the end of the day, she is an elderly woman who pose no physical threat. I mean, at the end of the day, I always say, real niggas don't mind going to jail. They just don't want to go to jail. So when a person don't want to go to jail, they gonna put up a fight. The elderly lady didn't want to go to jail. Plain and simple. But there's a big difference in the way white and black is handled. Mr. You're treating me like a black person. No, sir. No, sir. The elderly woman was treated like a black person. She couldn't even play her elderly card. You know, sometimes you at least get an elderly card. You know, older woman. Look out. Hey. Respect the elders. But not when you're black. 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. The police don't give a fuck. I'm gonna get out of here, man. This has been another Macon's Minute. Got a few topics I do want to come back with this weekend, possibly, or this week. Hopefully I can get Myron on. Shout out to Myron, man. He wasn't as angry as it may have seemed, but he will be back for Off the Glass. I want to do a subject regarding body count. I don't know if I just need I think I may have to add a female perspective to that one as well, instead of just two males. We may have to talk about a female. Female may have to help out with that episode. But yeah, I think it'll be fun to talk about. Does body count matter? Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Speaking of which, anybody see that Nicki Minaj picture where it's showing her backside? People been clowning it all week, as if they still wouldn't smash that. Sometimes, you know, nothing wrong with a big body Benz. Look like she gained a little weight. Them implants spread it a little bit. Kind of looked more, it looked more natural than it did before. Salute to Nicki Minaj and that wagon. This is Tony Anthony Macon, a.k.a. Shogun of Detroit, signing out. Peace.